Yeah, mute yourself though. You coming through the airwaves.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Wake Up Show Chicago. My name is Dr. Larry Ivory, and I am the President and CEO of the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce and also President of the National Black Chamber of Commerce. And we are excited again on another Saturday to bring you some incredible information that we believe helps to move the Black business agenda forward. I'm going to get right down to business here. Let me first acknowledge my producer, as well as my co-host, the one and only LaDonna Raeh. LaDonna Raeh, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Hey, you can't get rid of me that quick. I want to thank our sponsor, Wind Creek, Chicago Southland, and of course, the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce. I am so happy to be here alongside Dr. Larry Ivory, guys. Every Saturday morning, make sure you tune in right here on WVON 1690.
Hey, LaDonna, one of the things that we always talk about, and everybody who listens to the show, we've been on, what, 5 years now, just about,
Yeah, a little bit
on
more than that.
WVON? Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've had from Congress people to everyone you could imagine. But it's always about trying to uplift Black businesses and Black people.
Mm.
And today I'm excited that we have two distinguished gentlemen who are putting on an incredible event in Atlanta. And they're going to talk about this event, and it's going to be exciting. So let me just start off with my president CEO of the National Black Chamber of Commerce, Chuck DeBow. Chuck, glad to have you on.
It's an honor and a pleasure. And man, you really get the feel of Chicago. And I just love your theme song there, Brother's Gonna Work It Out. I mean, that is really the place to start and a great convener. And the professionalism and LaDonna, as soon as you just crack that mic open, it's on. So we're happy and excited to be here. Thank you.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Welcome.
And I'm also equally excited, and I mean equally excited to have the one and only Dr. Ken Harris, the head of the National Business League. And Dr. Harris not only introduces us, but talk about the collaboration of the three. And then let's get into the conversation. We want people, business people all around the country, because we live stream all around the world. We have YouTube. So people are going to hear us all around. Tell people about the conference. Give us a little bit about the conference. And Chuck, I'm going to come back to you because one of the things that's really incredible about the conference, and I know this is your sweet spot, Mr. President, you guys got over 33 different countries coming to the conference. So let's talk about that. Why was that important? What's going on? Dr. Ken Harris, man, it's yours.
Oh no, thank you so much. And that radio voice of LaDonna, man, that woke me up. Thank you so much, sister. Dr. Larry Ivory, you and Charles Dubois have been a blessing to the national business community. I just want to appreciate your leadership at this time. Again, yes, I'm Dr. Kenneth Harris, the 16th National President of the National Business League, founded by the iconic and legendary Booker T. Washington in 1900. And yes, we will be in Atlanta, Georgia, August the 19th through the 22nd, celebrating the 126th National Business League Conference hosted by the National Alliance for Black Business. We decided several years ago that you cannot play this game by yourself. You must have a team, you must collaborate, and you must align with folks with like interests and like attainments. And I tell you what, I couldn't have had a better partnership with the National Black Chamber of Commerce and the World Conference of Mayors. We've grown this alliance to over 100 plus national Black affiliated organizations. And that is what is going to allow us to ascend upon Atlanta in just about 2 weeks. So today, I'm here to just talk about why it's important. The theme of this conference is the Book of AI, the National Economic Sovereignty Think Tank. So, what we are saying, Dr. Ivory, is that we are now, if it doesn't lead towards freedom and liberation and ultimately sovereignty, the question becomes, why are we doing it?
Hmm. Um, uh, that's a drop the mic kind of conversation, is it, LaDonna?
Absolutely is. When you say AI, my eyes get brighter. Not because of I'm leaning on it, but because it is a tool that we are underusing. And black folks can be late adopters, so we're trying to get ahead of that.
Yes.
Absolutely. Chuck, Mr. DeVoe, can you give us a little bit just on the National Black Chamber of Commerce? Uh, you know, Give us a little bit of background on the national, and then tell us a little bit about. I know you have been ever since I've known you. The international piece has been something that you live and drink, and give us some perspective on the conference and why we should be focused on an international focus. I want Dr. Harris for you to chime in on that also. Then I just want to give you guys a mic to talk about some of the things happening at the national conference. So I'm going to just let you guys free fall, and LaDonna will jump in and ask questions. But Chuck, over to you, Mr. President.
The 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 premise. Let's just call it the premise. How do we get here, and then we'll tell you really where we are and where we are facilitating a vision and where we're going. The National Black Chamber of Commerce is celebrating our 34th year, and really by the grace of God, Larry, you were right there as one of the founding partner member chambers federation in the beginning. And all the way from the beginning, we have had a premise on education, training, technical support through a mission of economic empowerment. And a lot of the wealth for Black businesses or the success was coming from interaction dealing with government contracts. And that was a beginning. And that's where we started to really kind of put the lens and the focus on how much of that is we don't know and how much of it is they don't want us to know type of thing. So that evolved and it came through it. And as the years of our progression, people were saying there were a delegation that came to the United States from Kenya, and there was another one from Ghana, and it was around 2003, 2004. And their president had meetings with the White House, but he didn't have anything for a lot of the members of his delegation who were businesses unless they were doing something maybe with our Fortune 10, Fortune 100, Fortune 500 type level of relationships. So they called us and said, can you come up with something? We said, sure, fine. And that's how it really started, that we were directly in contact with the heads of state from Africa. I mean, there was always an interest, but once that happened, there was much more purpose and focus and dialogue. Since that time, we've had a lot of dynamics that have made us kind of lean on what is going on and how and where. Part of that is just natural evolution. There's a thing you could call where third world markets were starting to emerging in, I mean, to becoming emerging markets. And now to this day, the top 10 growing uh, economies of the world are in Africa, but we look at it from a diasporan approach. And with the National Alliance for Black Business, which is really a organization founded out of that kind of need, that theme when you start about brothers gonna work it out. Well, it's brothers and sisters, grandmamas and ancestors that are all giving a contribution to this, and that is where we're coming together under the principles and teachings of Booker T. Washington. And this is the 126th year of the doctrines and the battle tested philosophies and things of where we're going, and that's really where it is universal. And the more they try to shrink our markets, the more they say, "Oh, this is what I'm going to give it a testament to," is with this DEI stuff and the just disillusionment, and I mean that in both theoretical and in actuality, disillusionment of affirmative action. What is that? What was that? And how? And who decided what made that come up after all these years? Well, it's a deep discussion, and there are merits for both sides of if you wanted to debate it, but we're not debating it. We're past that. And the National Black Chamber of Commerce, when you say it, that word black, I can't, I can't, I can't hide it. I can't sanitize it. That's where I was looking for. Sanitize it, because there are certain buzzwords and things that were used to say whether it's illegal or legal or whatever, how you're trying to help somebody, particularly as it relates to DEI. So all that is to say, we are who we are. We're walking right down Main Street. Yeah, we're black and we're proud, but we're bringing the best and the brightest. And one of the elements that we're helping to make people know, and the DNA, the artificial intelligence DNA is a heavy black origins. And that's one of the things that's coming out with our conference that's coming up. And really, it is also a recognition and tribute to my dear brother, partner, a man who's been a savior for the National Black Chamber of Commerce in partnership. And that's Dr. Ken Harris, who's president of the National Business League, but also the architect of this masterful convening that we're having. And I will let it comes directly from the author and the mind of a very dynamic young man, Dr. Harris.
Thank you, Chuck. And this is why we work so great together. And relative, Dr. Ivory, to the international pursuits, it was really your organization under Harry Alford and Kay Dubois and Charles and yourself and your entire board who opened the eyes to diasporic opportunities. And that has really been a heavy conversation. So Chuck and I are organizing on Friday, August the 21st, from 3 to 6 p.m., the Pan American Global Business Investment and Trade Roundtable, which is going to take place. And again, we're opening the Americas for business. Black America has more than 3.8 million Black owned firms across the country. The fastest growing segment of Black women entrepreneurs in the world. We have some of the largest Black firms that ever exist on the planet. And it's time for us to connect those businesses with Africa, with South America, with the Caribbean. This is now a diasporic endeavor. But most importantly, you cannot do this without investment in capital and technology. So we're going to have a conversation around that. This discussion is going to bring together partners and conversations on that investment, international opportunities. We got ambassadors, diplomats, trade organizations, government officials, investors, corporate executives, entrepreneurs, chambers of commerce, and businesses. Like you said, from last year, we had over 33 Pan-African diasporic countries there in attendance. So we're expecting large delegations from Colombia, the Caribbean, Ghana, Nigeria, Senegalese. This is the Pan American Conference. And we're very proud about Black American businesses and keeping Black American businesses first. So, yeah, I'm excited. And that AI, like LaDonna said, is the game changer. We have to make the shift. And that shift is going to start with us jumping 2 feet in at the 126th National Business League Conference, hosted by the National Alliance for Black Business.
LaDonna, you're on mute.
There we go. Am I still on mute? Can you hear me?
Thank
I
you.
hear DEI and affirmative action more now than ever. Even when it was available, we didn't really talk about it. What are your thoughts on that? I just want to know if you could tell our audience, because this has been an awareness campaign of something that is no longer available, basically. So how do we pivot?
Dr. Harris and then Chuck. And guys, let me just hurry us because we're going to be shifting here in a moment. But this conversation is so important that I want us to leave with getting people the information to get down to Atlanta to participate in this global opportunity. And if you're serious about business and you want to just make a difference and get one connection, this is a place where you got 1,000 people that could change your life. And it's a life changing event. And you just got to make one connection to make it happen. So, Dr. Harris, and then to Chuck, and then probably we're going to begin to perhaps LaDonna take one more question. Then we're going to have to wrap up and move on to our next section. And before we leave, guys, listen in because we're going to be talking to Tony with Remote Works with Dr. Ericka Blakely and a couple other people talking about this ecosystem that we're trying to build in Illinois to help address the significant disparity when it comes to Black business ownership who have employees in comparison to everybody else. So, Dr. Harris, back to you.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, that is a very critical and important question at this point in time. In my opinion, DEI is dead. I believe that it was killed from the inside and killed from the outside. And as a Black economist, my PhD is in economics, so I always follow the data. And if we look at 62 years later, post the signing of the Civil Rights Act in 1964, what we find out is that black population in America is at the bottom of every single economic quality of life indicator you can think of. So from a statistical standpoint, we have to ask the question, what was DEI? What was affirmative action? And was it successful? And my belief following the Booker T. Washington philosophy and business model is would you rather have a piece of the pie or the whole pie? And
Mm-hmm.
the conversation now is that I don't have to put race on top of anything. I can just be the best commodity, good product or service and bring it to the table. And we work with those who work with us. If you want my product and you believe grandma's apple pie is that good, I don't care what race you belong to, what gender, what orientation. Everybody coming to get grandma's pie is just that good. So the philosophy of Booker T. Washington had always been that we was not stuck to our local environments or operating in a areas. He wanted Black businesses to be so good that you wouldn't even know that they were Black businesses. And that is the philosophy that we are now taking on today. It's funny how history repeats itself. We tried for 62 years to fit into the program that did not work for us. And we tried to force ourselves to tables where they didn't want us. And they constantly fought us to get in those tables. But guess what? It's time to build our own tables again. And it's time for us to own and control our own destiny so that we can prepare what our grandchildren are looking for and be able to hand them something rather than words and talking points and picket signs at a march.
Love it. Thank you.
Hey, Mr. President, Chuck.
If we're just talking about DEI, we can get real frank about it. Uh, there was a degree of weaponization on it. We went from 1964 Civil Rights Act to being more concerned about other newly designated minorities. LBGT is what I would call a designated minority. They had to be um, defined and captioned as being a group of people that their civil rights were being impacted and affected. But yet, and I say this unapologetically, it was largely on the backs of the same Martin Luther King civil rights movement and everything else that we were doing or had been as Black people that, have whip marks on our back that were really persecuted and measured on society about where we were or could go or couldn't go or what we would do. So that was one thing there. But then all of a sudden, the more DEI purportedly proliferated, the less our businesses got. It shrank our market share. It went down. So I mean, it's not fair and or it's not a great measuring stick to say how great is DEI and then turn around and ask people to just sacrifice for what? We just gave up. All those years we're talking about of gains from 1964 Civil Rights Act to the growth that America saw. It's a foundational building block for our economy globally, and that's been deeply impacted. But that's another topic, and maybe we didn't want to go there
Well,
so
hey,
much.
hey,
But
Chuck, we're gonna come back and bring you guys back on, but here we got to close out here. Let's just for 1 minute apiece. Let's talk about why come to the conference, because that's what this is. What I want to do is make sure that the people I love and care about. It's like when you go to a good movie, you tell your friends. If you have a good restaurant, you tell your friends. I know that if you come to this conference, you're going to have a wonderful experience. So talk about the conference for just a moment, both you and only in a brief time, because we'd love to bring you guys back on again at some other time before the conference, and maybe even do a live broadcast down there. We don't know, but hey, go ahead, Chuck or Ken, to give us a perspective on why this conference is so important and why it's a life changing event.
Sure. Sure. Thank you so much, LaDonna and Dr. Ivory, once again. I'm always excited when I get a chance to come on the show with my partner and co-host, Chuck Dubois. But why attend? We want you to learn how AI will impact your business. We want to connect you with corporate buyers and decision makers. We want you to discover funding and investment in potential contracts if you're looking for those. We want you to build relationships and network and position yourself in the next economy like the last one. You know, to all my folks in Chicago, Chicago has always been the center of Black enterprise. We want Chicago entrepreneurs and chambers and associations to come forward. So if I call you to action, if you're serious about growing your business, if you're serious about learning about AI, come to the 126th National Business League Conference, August the 19th through the 22nd of 2026 at the Hilton Atlanta Hotel. We have a free registration all the way to the VIP with LaDonna and Larry has. So everyone, please come hang out. You can go to www.nationalbusinessleague.org/conference. We'll see you there. Come be a part of history.
Thank you, Dr. Harris. President Chuck DeBow, closing comments in terms of why you should come to the conference, and then we're going to switch into our next segment of the program. But give us your perspective on why people should come to the conference.
if you don't know where you've been, how the hell are you gonna know where you're going? And the
Mic drop.
first day of the conference is we're going to Tuskegee. We're going back to the roots of where it began. And it is a righteous but hell of a positive experience networking. That's on day one. One of the things you're going to see is something I have to be a testimony on, and that is we're going not only going to have a conference with black mayors of Alabama, but supported by the governor of Alabama. But we're also going to go to Molten Field and see the Tuskegee Airmen's place where they train, the museum, and what they're doing. And then we're also right there at the what was called the Black Belt, the tobacco and cotton roads of pathway of America that was really the birth of industrialization and had a lot to do with this free labor that was going on called slavery and how that evolved and where it came about. That's on day one, and we just go over there in the morning, come back. From that, we've got 300 speakers all talking about the economic sovereignty and the sacred code of AI. That's where you're going to get your mind blown because it's all people like us, black folks that are in it, thriving. And it isn't about whether or not you need or you're curious. The people that don't adopt or people don't know nothing about AI, hey, we tried to warn you, we tried to tell you, because when you went to sleep, you were okay. When you woke up, it was like a desert. Everybody was gone. That's how fast AI is moving and how you can adapt it, how you can get into it. On the international side, these folks got opportunities. They come in looking as hungry. It is mutual. It's a two-way trade opportunity. It's a two-way educational exchange. These folks are very intelligent, and it's not just Africa. It's Latin America. There's over 18 countries in the Caribbean. We even have India And man, I was on the call last night with some folks from the Philippines or whatever. That everybody is feeling this moment that the balance of the playing field is coming in our favor. AI is another one of these things that comes with the internet that is helping to empower a small business to compete in this big world. There's a gala on Saturday night, and it has always been better and better each year. And it will be out giving out the awards. Larry, you'll be right there holding Chicago down. But it's also, if you can't make it, there's a virtual registration as well.
Super.
So come on, check it out. But challenge. I'm one of them people. I'll be in the hallway, and you can challenge me. Ask me if I can be of any resource or help to you, and we'll try and make sure that you get that resource. Thank you so much for having us, and as always, keep on keeping on, because brother's gonna work it out.
Hey, Chuck and Dr. Harris, man, it's been a pleasure having you on. It's always great to hear brothers who are focused on Black economic sovereignty. And I know there's going to be a great time down in Atlanta, and I'm happy that I'm a part of this incredible team because we're under siege. And if we don't understand that we have to create our own and control our own destiny, then we're in trouble. But we're not going to be in trouble because we're going to do what needs to be done. Guys, nothing but love and respect for both of you.
That's
Look
right.
forward to seeing you down in Atlanta. We're going to pivot, guys. If Chuck, if you guys want to listen in, I don't know, LaDonna, I think Tony's trying to get on. Can he get on from here now?
Look, I got this. I do
Yeah.
want to thank you guys for coming on and reminding us and sharing your vision. That is so huge, guys. But it is time to have the rest of our crew on. We're going to get Dr. Ericka Blakely. She's on video, as you can see if you're on Facebook Live, which we want you to share the show. And we're on YouTube Live as well. Also, we've got Tony on, look, Okhiria. Oh, I thank God I said his name correctly. He's online with Remote Work or Remoting.Work. And of course, we have Miss Gloria Tisdale. There's a name that we haven't introduced in a while with LegalShield. Welcome and good morning, everyone.
Good morning, LaDonna, and thank you for having me back. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Hey, guys, let me set the stage for our conversation. Most people who listen to our show know that we constantly talk about the fact that we have about 188,000 Black businesses in the state of Illinois. The unfortunate problem is that only 3.2% of them have employees. In contrast with other ethnic groups, those numbers are far better, far higher. And we think that's a serious problem, a serious indictment about where we're at. And I believe that the only way from poverty to prosperity comes through entrepreneurship. So the chamber is focused on not just talking about the problem, but to try to fix the problem, to help businesses scale up, to have more employees, to be more successful. And we're going to be going on a tour throughout the state of Illinois to help businesses to scale. Our conference coming up is going to be about that also. The national conference is about that. And our state convention that we're going to be hosting in September the 9th and 10th at Wind Creek Casino Hotel in Southland is going to absolutely be off the chain. And it's going to be addressing some really important issues of economics and politics at the same time. And but what we have here is on our listening tour, on a tour that we're going to have, is going to be dealing with how we fix that problem. A part of that solution comes with us creating an ecosystem that allows us to really help scale businesses. And one of the partners in this initiative is none other than Dr. Ericka Blakely. And because you can't, LaDonna, you can't grow a company without some degree of access to capital. And we have failed in that because most of our people aren't prepared for the bank. And they're not prepared because they ain't got their financial stuff together. I was going to say they ain't got their financial something else together, but they ain't got it together. And so, as good as they are, they can't. They don't allow themselves to kind of take the next step because without the money, they may not be able to take the next step. So everything we're going to do is going to help you take the next step. Dr. Ericka Blakely, I'm going to turn it over to you. Tell me what part of this You're going
Wait,
to
Larry. I'm sorry. I got to give her a proper introduction. I've been working on this all night. Okay.
go
This
ahead.
is,
Go right
we
ahead,
can't get away
Dr.
with that. You
Dr.
know,
Dr. Ray.
yeah, yeah. Our first guest is Dr. Ericka Blakely. She is the founder of Black Zenith Hub, and she works with entrepreneurs to help them build businesses that are financially sound. That's important, operationally strong, and prepared for growth. She understands that great ideas alone don't secure financing. Businesses need accurate financial statements, solid planning, and the infrastructure to support long term success. Welcome to the Wake Up Show Chicago, Dr. Blakely.
Thank you for having me back again. I always enjoy being here. And thank you, gentlemen, for your whole conversation this morning. I'm excited, Mr. DeBoe, that I will also be a sponsor and exhibitor at the National Business League Conference. So I'm thinking about that and listening to your conversation. We have a shared vision of like literally building globally competitive Black businesses. Like we've spent generations opening doors. It's time for us to own the buildings, right?
I love that.
Our next generation is not supposed to inherit our struggles that we've been doing. They're supposed to inherit businesses. So I'm excited about being able to change that and to add to Dr. Larry's comment, like revenue doesn't make you bankable. Lots of business owners think, well, I'm making money, like I can go get some money or whatever. But yeah, no. Can I see your financials? And then you hear crickets. What makes you bankable is solid plans, solid financials, and all of these things. You can't take a financial you created to a bank. You're going to have a CPA in your pocket. So that's where we've created Black Zenith Hub and CPA Access to fill that gap for Black businesses.
Dr. Blakely, when we go around and we do this tour throughout the state of Illinois, and you just clearly articulated why it's so important to have your financial information accurate so that you can access capital.
Mhm.
What do you think? What else can we begin? Why is that so important in terms of where we take our businesses if we're going to scale up? You,
I think we are in such a mind or society. Small businesses are thinking about running their business, right? One of the things I have to tell entrepreneurs all the time: your tax return is your report card. If you think about your report card, you've gotten progress reports all year long or all along the whole school season. That is what gives you the idea or the opportunity to pivot and all of those things. You're supposed to know those things all year, not just at the end of the year. And we have to do the mindset shift. Your tax return tells you what happens, your financial statements tells you what to do next. And that's the gap access that we need to fill for Black businesses to be able to scale.
yeah, and what Dr. Blakely is going to be doing on the tour, she's going to be really Black Seniors is going to be working with businesses to help them do their taxes, their financial statements, and get ready. Because if you're going to scale and if you're going to grow, you're going to have that's a one component that you have to have in place, and she's going to help you to do that. And we're excited that she has an organization that focuses on that, and that's why we're glad that we're partnering with Black Zenith and Dr. Blakely.
I'm
Dr.
honored. Thank you.
Blakely, the other side of this thing, LaDonna, and Dr. Blakely, if you could say on,
Of course.
I think,
Well, wait, I have a question for Dr. Blakely. I know
Yes, ma'am.
I'm watching the clock. I promise you, Larry. When you say financial statements, I don't get excited.
Of
I
course not.
mean, it sounds like a daunting task,
Uh-huh.
and now I got to come to someone and tell them that I have not been doing what I should be doing. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of times when we own a business, we feel like we should already know or we should already have done
Mm-hmm.
something. Otherwise, it makes us look incompetent as a business owner. What do you
Mm-hmm.
say to those individuals that may not know where to start and just have the embarrassment of not having their financials in order?
I think we want to definitely take the embarrassment out. That happens to everybody. It's just one of those things. Everybody's not good at everything, right? But our mission is really to help entrepreneurs understand better businesses, and understanding those things allow you the opportunity to create, to make better decisions, which ultimately gives you a better life, better access to other things. I think we take the fear out of it. We have an app literally we built for people, literally talk your expenses and it tracks it for you. So you take the fear out of everything. There's no tracking of this, there's no that. We built it. We were talking about AI. and all of the things that it can do. So we are using technology now to help you with your business. There's no need anymore to be fearful about any of those things,
Thank you.
or to be embarrassed. What you're
Appreciate it.
supposed to do in a business is literally to bring the people around you that know better than you. If you don't know how to cook, what do? You go find somebody to cook for you, right?
Well,
True.
or go on YouTube, but that doesn't do it all the time. Okay, I got you. All right, Larry, who we got next?
Hey, next we got Tony with remote works. LaDonna, you did such a great introduction. I don't. I mean, I ain't got my notes with me, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
go ahead and yield back to you in terms of introducing Tony, who's also a part of the tour that we're going to be doing throughout the state of Illinois with Dr. Ericka Blakely and a number of other people.
I love it. Me. That there she is. All right. Joining her or joining all of us is Tony Okhiria. He is the senior advisor of Remoting.Work. Tony helps businesses increase efficiency by leveraging technology, remote talent, and smarter operational systems. His focus is helping entrepreneurs build capacity so their businesses can grow without the owner having to do everything alone. I can speak to that. Welcome, Tony. Welcome to the Wake Up Show, Chicago. Tony, you there? There he is. I can hear some noise. Tony? Hey, Robert, let's make sure Tony is on the line there. Okay. Let's keep it moving till we get Tony. Robert, let me know when he's back.
I thought he was coming on the video screen. Was he not, or did he already call
He
in?
requested the phone number. He's
Okay.
on the phone.
Okay. Well, let's if we have by Tony, because we're running out of time. Let me just say this: is that this tour is really we've taken intention. We've taken a great deal of time to really examine some of the inherent challenges that Black business owners have. And we didn't take we took it to heart and we said, what can we do and what do business need to do in order to be able to get to the next level? And we put this together to bring on our accountant, the CPA. The other thing you need is that you need good legal counsel, because if you build a business and you make a legal mistake, that could undermine everything that you built. And attorneys are very expensive, quite frankly. And so we have something that allows businesses to access legal services. So I'm going to have Gloria Tisdale, business.
We're about to get Tony on. Hey,
You're
Tony,
not
you there? Okay, hold on. I'm going to get Tony on through my phone. We went through this before. Hey, Tony, go ahead and speak. Keep talking, Tony.
Dr. Larry, while she's doing that, I want like the tour. Our
Tony,
idea is to
talk.
let businesses, they don't have to do this alone. We bring the financial guidance, the legal protection, operational support,
Tony, you there?
and business resources for every entrepreneur.
Yeah, I'm listening for Tony, but I'm not able to hear him.
Okay.
Hey, Tony, you there?
So we're bringing this ecosystem right to them. That's why we're doing the
Yeah,
tour.
we gotta bring him back. All right, keep going.
Well, let me pivot and say that we said we got an echo down. So is that coming from your phone?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's have a quick conversation with Gloria Tisdale, and hopefully we get Tony for just a moment.
Yeah, we about to get Tony.
Tony should have been on EV Mux so we can hear him, but the phone thing isn't working at
Well,
this
keep
point.
going, Larry. We've
But I know that's up to Donna. Hold on here. I can handle my business.
I know this is your
gotta
show,
correct me.
Larry,
Okay.
but we
No,
can
no,
get
hold
Glory.
on. Hold on, Donna.
Y'all
Delay.
about to
Let
see
me
a
finish
fight.
It's gonna be a fight, and I know who's gonna win. Okay.
Right. It ain't the first one, it ain't gonna be the last one. That's what families do.
Hey, but go back to what we're saying is that LaDonna, as a producer, we got Tony we're trying to get on, and we got Gloria that could come on. I don't know who's on first, but you go ahead and tell us who's next.
Yeah, here's my concern. I don't believe that the phone line, whoever's on the phone, it's not showing. They're not able to. They're able to hear him on the radio, but we're not able to hear him on the streaming platform.
Oh, wow.
That's what's going on right now. So that is our challenge. that we're dealing with. That's why I said let's keep going.
Well,
So
let's do this,
I'm
guys.
going to get Tony in because he's going to come on video,
Okay.
and then he will be on both sides of the fence here, and I'll do the same for Gloria.
You know, Dr. Larry, when they were talking about the AI and all of those things for the National Business League, I think this is the first time in history that solopreneurs have access to tools that were once only available to large corporations. So AI is leveling the playing field, and access to that keeps them in the game, so to speak. But we still have to teach entrepreneurs how to use it. AI doesn't replace entrepreneurship, but I believe it does have the opportunity to amplify them, giving them better decision making, allowing them to move faster, and helping them to grow and scale. So technology is making business, running the business a lot easier, not more confusing, or it shouldn't be. So I'm excited about this conference coming up.
Tony is on.
We
Yeah,
can now, Tony.
we can.
Can I can quickly say a few words. Um, so, by the way, I'm hearing myself. Um,
You're hearing an
uh,
echo? Yeah, keep
yeah.
going.
Okay. I wanted to first of all acknowledge the wonderful work that Charles and Dr. Harris are doing. There are many businesses out there that will be grateful, once they see all the work you guys are doing. In addition to that, Dr. Ivory, I want to also mention, kind of the good work you're doing, the change you seek to make. And there are many businesses that will be grateful for that. Yeah. We believe as Remoting.Work that every business should have the opportunity to grow revenue. We believe that they should be able to spend time with family, enjoy the reasons why they became entrepreneurs. Yeah. So, what we have done, we have a platform that's about 5 years old or so that allows North American companies to small businesses to hire talent globally in a very secure way. Okay. It's a way for you to hire full-time employees to help you tell your stories, acquire clients, and grow revenue. And so I want to say, first of all, we were very happy to be part of this sort of road tour in Chicago and Illinois. So look forward to helping local businesses. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony.
Yeah, thank you.
And LaDonna, we have, I think, Gloria Tisdale. She's going to give us a little bit. If she can get, I don't know if she can get on or not. Can she?
And she says she's on the streaming, but I don't see her. So Gloria, if you can hear me, which you should be able to, go ahead and make sure that you are clicking the link that I sent to you so that you can be on streaming.
Well, as we're trying to get Gloria on, Tony, give us a little bit more about remote work, remote working in terms of why it's so important. And this, I mean, because you have an enormous amount of knowledge in this space. This is something that major corporations have been doing for years and years. Now you brought it to us, and it's focused in Africa at the same time. So we have Gloria on. So Tony, you want to ask that, and then we'll pivot right back to Gloria.
Hi, Gloria. Go ahead and are you muted? Yeah, we're not able to hear her.
No.
So something is muted. She's not muted on our streaming, but she's muted on her end. She's going to get out and come back in.
I am.
This is fun.
I
There
got
she
kicked
is.
out. So, can I just address that? So, you mentioned a couple of things earlier. Traditionally, if you look at SBA data, they always talk about access to capital. Okay. And, they never also talk about the need that once you get the capital, you also need to be able to hire people within budget, okay, that can help you take your mission, to the finish line. And then they don't talk about also managing risk, because as you grow, there becomes more risk. That's why having legal wrapped around your business is very important. So a couple of things that most people are not aware of. Number one, there is a relationship between revenue growth and people. Okay, the SBA put out some data in February that shows that if a solopreneur, the average sort of revenue for solopreneur is around 50, 60K annually. But when they hire 1 to 4 people, their revenue shoots up to about $400,000. Okay. And the number of people they hire from 10 to 19 people, you're looking at over 2 million. So there's a relationship between growing revenue uh, and people. And so we have to bring this and inform people that it's not just access to capital, but it's also building the infrastructure for them to grow their revenue. So absolutely.
Thank you, Tony. Gloria, I know we're running out of time, and we're going to come back and we'll have this conversation again. We'll get some. We'll make sure it's smoother as we flow through this conversation. But Gloria, you have a moment. Give us a perspective on why. What's some of the things that the organization that you represent can bring to small business owners.
I'm still waiting for her to get on. I gave her a new link. But Gloria, she is with LegalShield as and am I able to mention that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead.
Okay. And just so as businesses grow, like Tony was talking about, like Ericka was talking, Dr. Ericka Blakely was talking about preparing your business for success in the financials. Entrepreneurs need to understand the importance of legal protection. And that's what Miss Gloria is on right now to tell us. Hi, Miss Gloria Tisdale. Yep, she's on, but we're not able to hear you. I could read lips.
Can you hear me?
Now we can, yes.
Yep, she's on, but we're not able to hear you. I can read lips. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Now we can, yes.
Okay. Hey, we're gonna make this happen. It's quite all right. I think there is a lag. We're gonna make this happen. It's quite all right.
Hey,
I
Gloria.
think it's
Okay, she went offline, guys. We gotta
Yeah.
carry this out. So for our listeners' sake, I know it can be kind of when you don't really see what's going on. There's just some technical difficulties going on remotely. We're gonna get this figured out. But in the meantime, Larry, can you please tell us what what Gloria was going to share with us?
Sure. One of the things that we look at is that, attorneys are fairly expensive. Most of us, if you're getting a good attorney, it costs you $300 to $400 an hour at a minimum. Business has to protect itself, like Dr. Blakely says, and like Tony has said, to protect itself legally, because you can build something, and if you get sued or something else, you don't have your stuff in order, you can lose it all. So having good legal counsel is a must, because there will be always someone coming after your business, what you stand for. So what we help to do is help build an ecosystem of attorneys that allow people for a very affordable cost to talk to people. It gives them a leg up to look up contracts and information. So we're going to be sharing that as we go across the state with people and understanding how to leverage, no different than people leveraging um, all kinds of new systems, Spotify, Uber. The system is changing where you can get things in a way that you couldn't do before. And this simply makes it more affordable and allows you to accomplish what you're doing, just like AI does. So it's important. We're going to be, like I said, taking this tour to really talk about, your financial statements and information, getting ready about who we could hire at a much more attractive price. about legal services, about a whole host of the bank, capital access to banks. We'll have bankers with us. It's going to be a great time. I want to close, LaDonna, because we got our conference coming up, and it would be a tragedy not to talk about September the 9th and 10th, where we will be at the Southland, Wind Creek Southland, for our for our state convention. And it's going to be an incredible conference of great opportunities. You'll hear more about it. Expect to get information from us, and we'll be talking about that leading up to the conference. I know time is short, and I can see Gloria, but the time, I think, LaDonna, we have run out of time, if I'm not mistaken. It is 10:02. I think we're done, right?
Pretty much,
Okay.
unfortunately. All right, I want to thank all of our listeners, all of our followers, all of the members of the Chamber, the Illinois State Black Chamber of Commerce. Don't be fooled. There's only one, okay?
All of our
Also,
listeners, all of our
thank you.
followers,
Go
all
ahead
of
and
the
mute
members
yourself,
of the
Gloria.
Chamber, the Illinois State Black Chamber
Yeah,
of Commerce. Don't be fooled. There's only one. Okay. All of our
echoing there.
listeners.
Ooh, okay. All right, guys. The Wake Up Show Chicago here every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Make sure you tune in to WVON 1690. I'm Dr. LaDonna Raeh. Thank you, Dr. Larry Ivory. Thank you to all of our guests. And we're out of here. We'll see you next Saturday on The Wake Up Show Chicago. Bye-bye for now.